$17,000. Hey y'all, so today we have a video about the tips and tricks to IVF. But before we get into that, make sure y'all go like, comment, and if you're not already, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when we post. And also share this with your family and your community. Okay? Thank you. But so today, y'all, I'm getting into the tips and tricks that I have found from doing IVF. Now, I am not a medical professional. I am not an insurance person, broker, none of that. This is just the stuff that I have found through going through this process that I want to help other people out. I am not a professional of any kind, of any sort of that type of thing, okay? This is just advice. This is not legal advice. This is just advice. This is not even advice, actually, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know the things I found, okay? All right. If y'all know, if y'all are looking to go into IVF, or start IVF, or are looking into getting started with IVF, or that might be your next option in your fertility journey, just know, we all know it can be expensive. So these are the things that I have found out during the process that I went through to make it less expensive. All right, y'all, so got 4 topics here. I have 4 topics. So I'm talking about insurance, IVF grants, stem medications, and sperm mobility. So I'm gonna get started talking about sperm mobility first. Y'all, so if you are using a cryobank, if you get sperm from a cryobank and you use it, they should have what is called a sperm mobility guarantee. Now, we used Cryos International. Shout out to them. We love them. We literally had to purchase over 10 we literally had to purchase over 10 straws from them. So Cryos International, they do straws instead of vials, like the little vials you see people get. They do actual straws. I'll insert a picture here for you guys to see the difference between a straw and a vial. So Cryos International, they do straws. So with Cryos International, you have what's called a mobility guarantee. So for example, we purchased a mobility at 20 million, or it was like 20 mott. So basically mobility means how fast the sperm is going, or it means how many sperm. I'll put the definition up, y'all, because I don't like to tell y'all the wrong stuff, okay? So I'm gonna put the definition of what sperm mobility is right here. Okay, so sperm mobility, so you are guaranteed. So if you buy, so like for us, we purchased a Mott 20, okay? So that means you should have at minimum 20 million sperm in that Mott 20. So what you can do, okay, what we did was I found out, I don't know how I found it, y'all. I think it was on their website. I'll kind of put it up here, but you can find out from your clinic. Now, the only way you'll probably be able to actually do this is if you're going through a clinic, because we did 6 at-home tries and we weren't able to tell how many motts after unthawing and all that, because we don't have all that technology at home, right? So if you are working with a clinic, they will be able to let you know once they unthaw the straws or the vials, once they unthaw the sperm, they will let you know, or you can ask them how much was the mobility at thaw. So one of our straws, because we did 4 IUIs, and then we use sperm for our IVF. One of our straws from our RUI was not 20, it was like under 20 for the mobility once they unthawed it. Now, because it was under 20, I went back, I filled out I filled out the form, gave them the information, got the information from the clinic, and then we were able to receive a free, or they basically refunded us with a free straw. So we didn't have to pay for another straw, and we did not have to pay for shipping. So it was kind of perfect. I think the only thing we had to pay for it was storage because we weren't using it right away. So we just paid for storage. It was like, I think at the time, I don't know how much it is now, but it was like $50 a month. And we used that straw for IVF. And now I have 7 embryos. So that is how that works. So I don't know if any other clinics do this. I'm assuming all of the cryobanks do this. I would check with your cryobank at least. If you don't see anything on the website, maybe give them a call and ask them, hey, do you guys have a sperm mobility guarantee? And if they say yes or whatever, then you can, if they say yes, then you can follow the forms and things to do that and get that information from your clinic. If they say no, unfortunately, you can't do it. But thankfully, Cryos International, we were able to do that with them. And again, they've been amazing. And if y'all are wondering why I've had to buy more than 10 straws from them, it is because we have tried 10 times IVF. We've used 11 sperms, technically, tries with sperm. But some of the tries at home, we did multiple straws. So I believe one time we did maybe 4 straws. Another time we did 2 straws. We were buying multiple straws in a couple of different of those sessions. So that's why we've purchased more than 10 straws from them. At least more than 10 times. So yes, check with your cryo bank if you are doing a known donor or any type of donor from a cryo bank. If you're using a cryo bank, definitely check if they have a sperm mobility guarantee, because that will definitely save you some money if happen chance you could. But might as well, sperm is expensive, super expensive for that. Okay, so see if you can maybe get a straw. If you can, that's great. So yeah, y'all, sperm mobility guarantee. Check if your cryo bank has that. All right, on to the next one. The next one I have is IVF grants. So in your state, you can check in your local state, wherever you live, if they have any grants for your IVF. In Colorado, they had a couple different grants. We actually did get approved for one of our grants, but it wasn't going to to work with our insurance. And it was going to be actually more, I believe, more than what we were going to pay in the first place. So we ended up not taking the grant. But if you look up IVF grants, definitely do that and see if you have any in your state. Sometimes it's a simple application. Sometimes they want you to write a letter or like something about yourselves. So just look up that. But IVF grants, didn't think about that until we first started. It was like, what can we do? And we saw it. And IVF grants, look that up, y'all. Because that will save you a lot of money as well. Or at least it will give some money to you. Or maybe it will pay for a procedure or something like that. But yes, that is IVF grants in your local state. Check those out. My third topic, I am going to talk about insurance. This to me is the most important topic and tip and trick in this video, because this literally saved me thousands and thousands of dollars. Now again, I am not an insurance broker. I'm just letting y'all know what happened to me and what we did and how it helped our IVF journey. So if for one, let's start with this. Check to see if your state has any regulations or laws that your insurance must cover IVF. Here in the state of Colorado, there is a law that insurance must cover IVF. It must cover a lot of different things. That's why a lot of my IVF is a lot less expensive than majority of people pay. But I wanted to do my due diligence. So I got insurance and I looked at the laws and made sure that all of the things that I needed were covered. So then I would be just prepared. Also, again, I found that in family laws is where I found the IVF insurance coverage like requirements. So some are, if your employer has insurance, they have to cover infertility. Some is just statewide. Mine, thankfully, in Colorado, it's employer insurance and statewide insurance. Insurance must cover IVF services. Now, that doesn't mean everything gonna be free just because they cover things, okay? I just want to say that out there. Put that out there. That does not mean everything's gonna be free just because it says IVF is covered. You will still most likely have to come out of pocket depending on how your insurance works. For example, Ami's insurance that Ami has with Ami's job, her insurance is technically placed in California. California does not have a requirement to cover IVF. Her insurance doesn't even cover any fertility insurance or fertility, infertility, IVF type of things anyway. So double check, call your insurance. Also, if you're working with a clinic, call your the billing department or whoever your clinic is, and they're gonna send you a evidence of benefits, EOB. Make sure that matches up to what your insurance is telling you. It takes a little time, but if you want to save some money, it's worth it, okay? I'm letting you know. Also, this is a tip that I just came in my mind, and it's not on any of these topics, but for your clinic with your egg retrieval, make sure if your insurance covers your egg retrieval and covers anesthesia, because you have to be put to sleep. Some people are awake. I'm sorry for the people that are awake. I could imagine being awake during the egg retrieval. But make sure that your insurance covers anesthesia and call the clinic and see how that works, because our clinic, we had to pay anesthesia up front and we didn't know that because it's technically covered. It was this whole thing. So double check on that as well. Your anesthesia for, if you're gonna do a hysteroscopy like I did, I had to be put to sleep. Well, I chose to be put to sleep. And your egg retrieval, those are the only two things that you really need to be put to sleep. Or if you're gonna get an HSG, that too. I had to pay out of pocket for everything from my anesthesia cost for fertility for some reason. Not sure why, but I just do. I had to. So that was not covered. Now back to the insurance. So double check in your state to see what their laws are for IVF or infertility coverage for your states and your particular, because if the state says it, but your insurance doesn't cover it, you need to call them and let them know, like, hey, you guys need to look at this. Sometimes they lack, I would just call. Because like some of these laws are pretty new. So sometimes they take a minute to catch up. Oh, if y'all are wondering where Ami is in the room working. Y'all, Ami has to work. So that's why it's just me. So enjoy just my face for this video. Okay. Also for insurance. So if your insurance covers IVF or any infertility services, okay, and you might have either a high deductible and a high out-of-pocket, or maybe a low deductible or a low out-of-pocket, whichever. If you have a deductible and an out-of-pocket, okay? What happened to me is I needed to get a pap smear for IVF. I decided just to get a regular one and not have the actual fertility clinic do it. So instead of having the fertility clinic do my pap smear, I went to like a regular OGBYN, where however you go to the doctor for your primary. If you have the same like OBGYN and the same network of the doctors or whatever, if you just go see a different OGBYN other than your fertility clinic, you see like a normal practicing OGBYN, that's what I'm trying to say, okay? Not a fertility clinic. If you go see that is gonna go towards your deductible and your out of pocket, okay? My deductible for 2024, it was lower and my out of pocket was lower for 2024. So I got a pap smear, I believe it was like December 26th of this year, of 2023. So when I got that pap smear, because it was so close or such the end of the year, so close to the new year, they pushed that out to my deductible for the 2024. And that came off of my deductible. So for people that don't know, IVF is broken down into 2 cycles. One cycle is your egg retrieval. All of that is one part, and that's one cycle. The second cycle is your embryo transfer. So they took that and put that towards my deductible in 2024. So because I got my procedure done, like I said, the last week of December, it went towards my deductible and my out-of-pocket in 2024. By the time that claim processed, my deductible was paid for and my out-of-pocket was paid for. So that brought all the costs down. Last year in 2023, prior to my deductible being paid off and prior to my out-of-pocket being paid off, my egg retrieval cycle was going to be around $28,000. I'm sorry, $2,800. So $2,800, around $2,800. Let's just round up and say $3,000 would have came out of pocket for me to do IVF, just the egg retrieval cycle, okay? Also, my stems at that time were with that insurance and that deductible, okay, was $2,200. So out of pocket, I would have had to pay $3,000 for just the egg retrieval portion cycle and $2,200 just for the stem medications for that cycle. So all out of pocket, I would have paid over $5,000, $6,000. Roll around to this new year, because my deductible is now paid off and my out of pocket is paid at 100% because of that pap smear that I got. Remember, at the end of the last week of 2023, I now have, when I went to pay my egg retrieval went from $2,800 or $3,000 to $1,500. Now I did have a credit of some sort with my clinic, so I had to only pay $500 out of pocket, but that's here nor there. What I'm saying is it came from $3,000 to $1,500. That's a huge drop, right? So also the stems went from $2,200 to $750. $2,200 to $750. Okay? All right. Also, with stems, see if I know we're jumping back and forth, y'all, but it's kind of the same thing, but just listen. Another tip and trick. See if your pharmacy, whatever pharmacy you go through, see if they can bill you. I had to go through a specialty pharmacy to get my fertility stems. So my specialty pharmacy allowed me to be billed. So I didn't have to pay that $750 before I started on top of like what I had to actually pay for my egg retrieval. I've been billed, so I can pay at my leisure. My leisure. Not technically my leisure, but y'all know what I'm saying. Like, I can pay as I can and as I need to. I am not a legal anything. I'm not giving you any advice. I'm just telling you what happened to me and the dates and the things that happened to me to help you. Okay? If you take it, you take it. If you don't, you don't. It's just my tips and my tricks. So yes, from that, I received my deductible, so it made everything smaller. So again, I did my pap smear on I believe it was like the 26th, 27th maybe. It was the last week of December. I got my pap smear. And then when the new year rolled around and you could see all everything, that's what it said. It said everything was all my deductible and out of pocket was paid off. And I was like, thank you, I appreciate it. Now, depending on how high your deductible and your out of pocket is, it might not handle everything. It might not. But that doesn't mean you can't make other appointments around that time to be able to go towards that for the new year. So that's my insurance tips and tricks for you. I believe that was the last thing. And let me just double check in my brain, y'all. Yes, okay. So now we're gonna talk about stems. Stem medication, y'all. This is another one that gets pretty pricey, and I hope this can help a lot of people because I didn't know that. Y'all, no one even told me this until I overheard it at my clinic. Dead ass is how we found out. Is how I overheard it. So if you have to take stem medications, ask your clinic if they have any left over. Ask your clinic if they have any that people have donated. Because even still to this day, I still have stem medication in my closet, in my refrigerator, y'all. And a lot of people just bring it back to the clinic. You could literally bring it to the clinic and just be like, here you go, I have extra money. I have extra medicine. So see if your clinic has any medication, any stem before they order your medication. Because if they have extras, they can send off what they need to the pharmacy. So if they say that you need a 14-day pack of Menopur, if they have 10 days worth of Menopur, they only need to order 4 more days. So that's gonna cut your prices down. So definitely see if they have any donated stem medications, any leftover medications. Because again, I didn't even know that until I overheard it at my clinic. Now I'm glad I know that for Ami, so when Ami goes through it, and I still have my medicine's still good for a while. So, but yeah, y'all, that for me, that one's a big one. That's a big one because stems can get pretty pricey. So asking the clinic and seeing if they have any of the donation that you need, even if it's just a trigger shot, whatever that you need that they have, see if they have it. Ask them, y'all, because that will save you some pretty pennies, okay? So we went through the Sperm Mobility. We went through the Sperm Mobility Guarantee with your cryobanks. We went through insurance, making sure that you have insurance that covers and making sure the state, checking if those laws have it, and seeing if you can do all of your appointments at the end of the year so that can roll over. Also, yeah, making sure your insurance is good, y'all. Seeing if they even cover insurance. If your state even covers infertility or has any laws. Also, we covered the stem medications. Like I said, definitely see if they have them, and also see if they can bill you, if your pharmacy can bill you for your stems, so you don't have to pay that right off. Oh, and IVF grants. See if your state or your city or your job or your local, whatever, has any IVF grants. See what resources there are out there for IVF grants, because we need them, pretty people. I will put a list of IVF grants that I have found here in Colorado. Again, I don't know if they're gonna be nationwide, but y'all feel free to go click in the description and see if those will work for you in your state. I will put those in the description for y'all. And also I will put Cryo International. That's who we use for our sperm for our first round of IVF and these whole 10 attempts. So I'll put that in the link in the description as well. So the amounts I gave you earlier are about the embryo transfer or the egg retrieval cycle part. That's why I kept saying cycle, because there are technically 2 cycles. Now with our embryo transfer, with all of our insurance and everything with our embryo transfer, the second cycle in our IVF, we don't have to pay anything. And also because we're doing a natural cycle, we don't have anything to pay. So, yeah, y'all. I'm telling y'all that insurance, make sure. And I'm grateful. I'm so grateful because I know people have paid. We literally, when me and Ami were doing our first IUI, we literally sat in our clinic waiting room while we were waiting to get while they were prepping, and we were waiting for them to get us. And this couple swiped their credit card for $17,000 at one time. $17,000, and they were doing IVF. So yeah, y'all, I am so grateful, and I understand how blessed we have been. And some people don't have insurance, and some people have to pay out of pocket, and some people are doing this alone. So I get it. So I just want to say I know, and I'm grateful, and I'm so thankful, and I'm grateful that it has worked out the way that it has for us. And I recognize people have had to pay a lot of money for IVF, and not everyone is as blessed as we are. So I just want to put that out there. I'm definitely not I'm grateful and I'm blessed, and that's why I want to give this information to anybody else going through IVF, because I was nervous going to IVF. Y'all thought I was gonna have to swipe 20K, and I'm like, where are we getting that from? What are we doing with that? Unless we're manifesting it, but you know what I mean, 20K out of your pocket, right away is a lot. So I definitely just want to say, if you went through IVF and you had to pay a whole bunch of money out of your pocket, I'm so sorry. I know we have to do a lot to get our babies. Like, y'all don't even understand. This has been not cheap. This has been more inexpensive than it normally is for people. But we have spent a lot of money, over $20K, on trying to have a kid at this point, because this is our 11th try. So this is another reason why I want to get this out to y'all and just help y'all, because, you know, it's hard out here for a pimp. And I know we out here, you know, a lot of people are struggling right now. A lot of people need help and support. And if I could just make IVF just a little easier for you, just a little smidget easier for you, that's what I want to do, okay? Especially if I can help your pockets, right? So I just wanted to say that and let y'all know. So again, thank you. I just want to let y'all know that. And y'all let me know in the comments if y'all have any tips or tricks that I have missed that y'all might have. Let me know, okay? Let me know. And yeah, y'all, that is it. Those are the tips and tricks to IVF. I really hope that you like this video. You have found some of this has helped you. Let me know in the comments if any of these helped you. If you heard of any of these, if anybody told y'all about these, because ain't nobody tell me, okay? And I want to let y'all know. I want to help y'all out. I want to make sure that y'all know what I know, so y'all can get through IVF a little more seamlessly. You know, put a little money in your pocket. Put that towards a baby. You know what I mean? All right, y'all. Thank you again for watching this video. Thank you for all of our subscribers. We love you. All of our supporters. If you've ever commented, liked, or subscribed, anything, thank you. We appreciate you so much. I will be making a video about our IVF update and where we are in IVF. So definitely make sure to be watching that video. Y'all, make sure to go like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already. Share this video with your family, with your community. Definitely let us know in the comments how y'all feeling. Definitely let us know in the comments where y'all are in y'all's journey. Let me know if any of these tips or tricks have been helpful, because I hope they have been. And we'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.